So hello guys, in this video I'll just introduce you to this Gather.town thing. And here if we create, after creating an account and going to Gather.town, we will have such an interface, and here we will be having last visited spaces and created spaces. On the top right we will be having a create space option, and in that if we select start from scratch, we will be introduced to a lot of templates, and from here we can choose any of the template for our space, or else we can create a start from blank to create a new template. So once we click on this blank option, we can name our template, which we can give the name of our space. And after selecting a name, if you want, we can make it password protected. uh, and also we can choose events in the reason for building it, and then we can just open map maker and it will create our space. Created space we can customize it as per our need, and here we can see that our walls and floors option, and if we go to that we can select either walls or floor as per what we need. And once you select any of that, there will be a right side, there will be many options to choose from. We can select any one of them, and we can either drag through it like this, or else we can just click on a tile to apply that set of design to that tile. After some time, this is what came up, and as you can see in the left, there are also many options. Just introducing, that's the select tool, this is the stamp tool, the next one is the erase tool, and the last one is the hand tool, which we can use to drag around. And also if you click on the walls, we will have similar option. As you can see in the right side, there is a set of walls to choose from, and we can just drag it like this to put it up in our space. Okay, now I'm just filling up the rest of the space with some random floor. You can do it as per your design. Once you're done with it, we can just click on this done here, and it will save our setup for the floors and walls. We can also edit it later, so it's not a big problem. So yeah, of course you can move around through your design with using this hand tool. And yeah, so now coming to the next part, it's our tile effect, which there are many options. As you can see here, one is our impassable thing. Impassable will prevent any people from entering there, and there are a couple of more options. And the last one is the spotlight, which would be like speaking in a mic, so that anyone who is standing in that tile can be heard by everyone. Okay, so like for singing songs and all, person can come to that tile and sing it so that everyone can hear. To apply an effect, we can just click on the effect and use our stamp tool to click on the tiles or drag through the tiles so that the effect can be applied. Now here I am applying that impassable effect through the boundaries so that no one can go out, although by default it will prevent people from going out of our space. So like this we can apply our effects as required, and then click on the save button to save it. And then we can go to it from our Gather.town home page. From our created space, we can click on the space we just created, and after that we can just join the gathering. We will be joining the gathering at the spawn tile, which we could have selected from the tile effect option, or else which will be in the top left corner by default. And we can move around here, and one thing we can observe is we can pass through the walls, and to fix that we can go through this icon and open in map maker, and all we have to do is make that tile impassable from the tile effect option. Once we save it, we will find that we can no longer pass through that walls, or basically through, we cannot walk through any columns or tiles which we made impassable. Now that's the main thing about tiles and floors. Now if you open object picker, we can be having a variety of options of objects from which we can choose from. We can choose any of it as per the design we are going to make, and we can just click on it and select it to place it. We can actually move around and place it anywhere as we like, as per the design of course. And something is in the furniture, or in some of the selected things we will be able to rotate the things too. Like for instance, the stair can be rotated. There are much more options as you can see around this, and once you are done you can select it and then place it. And like this you can fill up the space you made with objects which are relevant to it. And once I mentioned it previously that we can make private areas in our tile effect option, and all I have to do to make it is go to the tile effect and click on the private area, and we would have to choose an area ID. And once you select an area ID, we can just as we apply a normal tile effect, we can just select it or drag it to apply the effect. One of the things which you would obviously note when entering this gather is that only people standing in the proximity can talk to each other. So this selecting of these private spaces will allow anyone who is in that private space to talk to each other. For our specific event, as we are planning to have 5 teams with 4 member seats, so it's advised that we have to create at least 5 private spaces with 4 or more tiles. So the thing is that only one person can stand in one tile, so we have to create at least 5 private spaces so that the teams can discuss between themselves. Once we are done, we can just click on the save so that the changes will be reflected in our original space which we created. And once we enter the space, we'll be seeing that only those people who are standing in the same uh, on the tiles with the same private space ID can talk to each other. So one thing is I would like to point out is in that object picker we can have this, we have the sound option from where we can select different sounds also. So if you place it, there will be that continuously that sound will be playing in that space. And there will be of course much more things which you can explore, and in the object itself there will be many different things, and you can place the appropriate objects and create a space to match with the spots which we are designing. So normally only the people who created the space can edit it, but if you go to the map maker, we will have in the top left corner there is an add editor option, and there we can add the email ID and add him so that to let him also edit our space. And also in the bottom left corner of our space there is a place to create our invite link, and from here we can choose the duration expiration time of our invite link and generate a invite link from here so that the people can participate in the event. Also in the settings we can go to this user roles to assign roles to different people. Like there are different roles like admin, builder and moderator, so we can assign it to different email IDs as were required.